Hey guys, it's Emma. I'm back again with another Filofax video with my DIY inserts. This is actually my third Filofax. The first two I got, they had ring gaps, or one set of rings was higher than the other, and some issues with the leather also in the second one. So this is my third Filofax. It's A5 Saffiano in pear. I love this color. I'm sorry if the color is kind of weird in here right now because we are all actually coming down with something. I have a fever, so I'm filming this in bed. But let me show you where I'm at with adapting to my inserts. I haven't done any personalization in this yet. All I did was take out the Filofax calendar pages and put in my own, the diyFish inserts. I do plan to change things around in here and make my own dividers and stuff though. I moved, like I talked about in my last video. I'm sorry, my fan is on. I moved, like I talked about in my last video, everything from the weekly chart onto my monthly chart, and it's hard to tell, but I've sort of color coded this. So these are my things up here in purple, no spend is in black, my health things are in green, church stuff will be in red. I'm not sure if I'm going to add anything else to that. Sorry. And my son's things are in teal. My fold out month at a glance calendar, sorry, I did finally commit and accept it, and I added our events that we have going on that I know of so far this month, so that I can see those as I'm planning week to week. Let me see, let me skip past. Oh, I can show you this day. So this was yesterday. Oops. This was yesterday, and I feel like yesterday was the first day that this really worked the way I wanted it to work, I guess. So Saturday night, what I did was I looked at everything that I wanted to get done on Sunday, and I put it in here, and you can't see, like I said before, my printer is almost out of toner, so it's really hard to see the numbers, but this is an hourly schedule. So I scheduled all these things, and I started off with the things that couldn't really be moved, like lunchtime and nap time are really our non-negotiables on a weekend day. I scheduled what I thought would happen. This isn't even close to what actually happened though, so but I felt like it still worked for me. And then because it was Sunday, I wrote down the days readings for Mass, and I did some not Bible journaling, but I wrote down the verses that spoke to me most out of those, so I felt prepared for Mass, and I felt like that was the first day that really worked for me the way I wanted it to work. So going into the next week, I made the changes that I talked about in my previous video. I put over here, I did put in some of my to-dos, but they were like my non-negotiable to-dos. Like, I must meal plan on Tuesdays because we go grocery shopping on Wednesdays. So if it doesn't get done, I'm gonna be in trouble when it's time to go grocery shopping. But I also put in, see, so this is over here. This is my meet and greet. I moved to here. So I know when I get to that day, this will just be sticking out and I will see it. I'll show you that. And then also that we're going to the pumpkin patch on Saturday immediately after my son's soccer game. I divided up this section of the weekly page into Wolfie's to-dos, that's my oldest son's, and my to-dos, and these are not divvied up by day, like I'm pretending this isn't here, and it's just a list of everything that I want to accomplish this week. And then I made this my meal planner here, and it's not done. As you can see, I still haven't done my meal plan. And then this is today. I made a rough schedule, and what I realized is that I think I want to possibly divide this in half, because a lot of times I'm doing something concurrently with my son. So my son can be doing his ABC mouse, and he sits right next to me so I can supervise and help him when he needs help. But at the same time, he's mostly self-sufficient. So at the same time that he's doing that, usually I'm like drinking my coffee and having my Bible time, and I'll also try to get my Duolingo in at the same time. So I think I'm going to divide this in half and possibly color code, what my son is doing and what I'm doing at the same time, or whatever. Like even, I didn't write it in here, but my boys nap from 2 to 4. So during that time is when I get a lot of my things done. Like I get a lot of my reading done, or sometimes I will do my yoga while they're sleeping. Anyway, I haven't done my journaling or my notes, whatever I'm going to do up here yet. But I did put in, I did move things from this list of the totality of the things that I want to do this week, and what from that list I think I can accomplish on this day. And I haven't marked off what I've finished yet. But what I decided, I talked about in my last video, was that I was going to put this total list here, and then day by day pick and choose what I thought I could accomplish on that day. I went ahead and I planned my to-do list for the whole week. I'm not sure if I'll stick with it, but I feel like that's how my brain works right now, and so that's what I just need to do right now. We'll see what happens. I just feel like if I don't do this, what will happen is that I will either take on too much on Monday, and it'll just be a really busy kind of miserable day, or I won't do enough throughout the week, and I'll get to Friday and realize, oh my gosh, I have all this stuff left to do, and I'll have too much to do, and it won't get done. So for now, I've planned everything, and it's tentative, and I made it easy on myself to add and remove things. I mean, first of all, I write with color-coded friction pens, so it's all erasable anyway, but I also just started my son's list from the bottom up, and I started my list from the top down. So we're going to meet in the middle, and I'm also not trying to write on every other line anymore, so I have more room. It's going okay. I don't really like the way I did this over here. I think I might go a step further and try to color code my to-do list and maybe my son's to-do list too, because I have things on here like I have for example, I have my cleaning list, which I haven't even done yet, but I think maybe I should utilize these boxes that are here anyway, even though I'm not using the days of the week, and maybe this box will be my cleaning box, and this box will be my reading box, and this will be like my communications box. I need to email this person, I need to call this person, things like that. And also some of these are like, if I start up here, some of these are like community type to-dos, going to the library, going to mass. Those are things that we do as a family. So I thought about color coding those further, rather than just having them be in black or having them be in purple, to indicate that they are my obligations, and also utilizing these boxes. So that's what I've done so far. My meal plan here, and I thought that this box was kind of silly here, this one right in the middle where I've written my meals. I thought that was kind of silly to write in there my write to-do list every day. If this is what I'm going to use this box for, I know what this box is for, So I thought I would utilize this little box right here, divide it in half. Here's our lunch, here's our dinner. Things are pretty simple right now, but sometimes they're kind of like, my handwriting. Yogurt, fruit, and pita chips so I need to be better about writing smaller, and I think maybe I need a finer tip pen. Oh my gosh. So anyway, I decided to use that box for meal planning, and just transcribe my meal plan into here. And I will also probably, I had talked about in my previous video about how I use a Post-it note once I have my meal plan done to write down the grocery list, and I take that with me grocery shopping. So I think I will probably stick that somewhere. If I have room, I'll just stick it on here. I don't know. Maybe on the month. It doesn't really matter where it goes, because it gets moved, it gets taken out anyway. But I usually put those in ahead of time, so I'll put a Post-it note with the week for every week for like the next 3 months, so that it's just there and I don't have to worry about it. I have somewhere to write my grocery list. That's what I'm doing so far. What's missing from this is, let me grab it, is this sheet. This was already halfway done because I grocery shop on Wednesday, so I meal plan from Thursday to Wednesday. So this was already halfway done from the previous week. But I took this piece out. I had decided, I talked about in my previous video, that everything that I was putting in my monthly chart could just as easily go in the calendar, in the monthly chart, and my meal plan could be moved to here. And so that made this piece of paper redundant and irrelevant at the same time. So this I removed, and that way I'm not flipping past that piece of paper for no reason every time I need to look at my month at or my week at a glance, excuse me. This is only the end of day, or it's the middle of day 5, so already things are going a little bit better with more things in here. I feel like it's easier for me to write, and the rings aren't getting in my way quite as much, but still a little bit. I think I need to move my calendar pages all to because this is the first thing I have in here. If I move those to maybe the second or third divider and put, things in front of it, it won't be quite as bad. Anyway, that's how that's working for me so far, and I will put a link in the description below to what version of the inserts I'm using. So I hope this is helpful if you're on the fence about DIY fish inserts or a ring bound planner. And if you have any questions or comments, just leave them below. Thank you. Bye-bye.